welcome to another episode of Diary of a Wannabe Comedian with me, Belle, a wannabe comedian. Not a lot of comedy this week by me, but I have been to see some comedy. And guess who I went to see? I went to see Ricky Gervais. And I'll let you into a little secret. I'm going to see him again next week. But before we talk about next week, let's talk about him this week. He was really good. It was actually the best I've seen him perform. And I've seen him perform his proper show once. This was obviously still a work in progress, but he was on really good form. And he was laughing so much towards the end. You know, the audience got whipped up into a frenzy, which, you know, is a hard thing to do. I think it's happened a handful of times with me, but he was able to do this and get the audience going. And as a consequence, he got going as well. And his laugh is just so infectious. It was absolute joy to see. It really was. And his support acts, Matt Bragg and Sean McLaughlin, both very good too. Matt Bragg is really, really funny. His material is really good, in my opinion. I think he's very underestimated. So that was the beginning of the week. I have been to the cinema quite a lot. I've been to see Swede Caroline, Back to Black, and Rebel Moon Part 2, which is not one I would recommend. I never saw Rebel Moon Part 1. I don't know what it was, but I know that I got swindled, let's put it that way, because I just looked at it and saw that Anthony Hopkins was in it and thought, oh, it's going to be good. He narrated a little bit at the beginning and he was the voice of a robot for about, I don't know, a minute. So, yeah, it was all right. Bit, you know, lots of fighting, just, yeah. Like, I don't want to say it was low budget, but it was a fairly low budget movie. I'm so spoiled. Sweet Caroline, that was interesting because when I went to the cinema, a lady and a gentleman walked in and I heard them talking to someone else saying that their nephew, well, they said their nephew made it. So I'm guessing that he was the director or one of the directors, because there was two directors for that movie. But it was okay. It did have me laughing, but it was quite hard to watch. I know I'm not being very helpful at all here. How can I describe it? It was kind of a comedy Blair Witch. So it was somebody who was doing a documentary on growing marrows, and there was a crime committed, and yeah, it's just a very silly movie, really, very silly. The movie that was good was Back to Black. I did enjoy that. I don't really know much about Amy Winehouse other than she tragically died at the age of 27, but the movie was very good. I'm imagining it portrayed her very well, but as I say, I don't know enough about her to really know if that's true or not, but I enjoyed the movie. I got another art subscription box this week. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you go through it. It's basically just ink, red ink, yellow ink, blue ink. That's it. And I've got to tell you about, my mum pointed out that I didn't talk about the sweet in my scrawler box. That's because the sweet was long gone. It was some sort of cola thing. Anyway, there you are. I've talked about it. The only other thing I'm going to mention is that I am contemplating doing a LAMDA exam for public speaking because, well, this is twofold really. One, obviously it gives me something to do to keep me occupied, but it also helps my friend who teaches and she's not taught the higher levels yet. So obviously I wouldn't be a beginner. I would go in somewhere in the middle, and this will help her get to grips with the curriculum at the same time as me doing it. So that's the only other thing. I'm aware I need to do some comedy. I need to write some comedy. I've written one word down this week, and I'm not going to say because it's embarrassing, but I've written one word in my comedy notebook which I need to write around because I believe there's some comedy there. That's for next week. Much love and gratitude.